What is up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 79 of Thinktwice, the magic and pop culture show hosted by me, Justin Parnell, and my co-host, Ali Aintrazi.
No, this is Han. This is Jasmine. I'm bad at voice impersonations, but
if only you had used that voice when we were recording our duet single of
that. I was way too nervous. By the way, if you guys haven't seen it, there's a duet where there's a sub goal when we were together. If it was reached, we did a duet of A Whole New World. Justin sung. Yep, Justin sung Aladdin's part. I sung Jasmine's part. Justin was really good. I was really nervous and embarrassed, but I sung anyways. You guys just check it out. It's pretty funny.
I enjoyed it. I mean, that is my favorite Disney song.
Exactly. So you're ready. You knew all the parts. You were singing my parts with your mouth.
I did. Well, I was trying to help you along. That was encouragement.
It did help. It did help.
Good. Yeah. That's why I was trying to tell everyone, because we let people vote on who would be Aladdin, who would be Jasmine, and I was like, you guys should let me be Aladdin. That was for my sake. That was for Ollie's sake. That was for the chat's sake.
Well, they picked it.
They did. They made the right choice. Let's see. What else did we do? What else did we do last week? We were together over the last weekend, so we had a couple of really great streams together.
We did. They were great streams. They were fun streams. We went to catch some Totodiles for the Pokemon Go Community Day.
We did.
Meredith cooked up a freaking storm, not only for me and her family, Justin and her kids, also for Maggie. She made Maggie chicken and rice and with peas or green beans. Maggie obviously loved that.
Yep.
Yeah, Mary did a lot of work. So
she did. She was a great host.
Yeah, the best host.
So we got snowed in slightly again. It's like every time you come up to Roanoke, you get
bring the snow with me.
You bring the snow with you. Yep. Parker, 14-year-old, called you Elsa because every time you come up here, you bring snow.
Yeah. Just call me. Yeah. I guess next time we'll sing. Maybe we'll sing Let It Go then.
I don't know that one. You'll have to help me with that one.
It's not duet though. We can duet. But anyways,
yeah.
Off topic.
Yeah.
Side quest rather.
Anyway, all right. So last week Ollie and I both played in the Ravnica Legion's early access event that was sponsored by Wizards. We'll get to that. That's going to talk about in our first segment. But Ollie, you and I at the end of the event challenged each other, and I got to say, I was impressed.
By what?
By myself.
Oh,
well, look, I'm the underdog in this situation, right?
No,
there's no way you're the underdog
in our heads-up games.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm always an underdog.
No,
even
you
in
just
Cube,
like to play the underdog role, I think.
No, always. Well, the decks I typically enjoy are big, fun, weird decks, and you are like the scalpel deck with tempo, card engine value, good stuff, which is fine. But those decks typically prey on the decks I enjoy.
That's true.
Even in Cube, this happens. I build this Signet, all turn 4 Nicol Bolas, the Planeswalker deck, card or 5, and you all there's sometimes I just kill you on turn 4,
and sometimes you get force spiked.
It's no shot. Yeah. Yep. Other times I get force spiked, or I get whatever else.
Thought seized the turn before you're gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Or yeah. I like the I mean, I'm a Jund guy, so
it's good.
Jund is good against generally those type decks are good against nonsense. It's not that Ollie plays nonsense, but to other people it looks like nonsense. So
and terrible in Modern.
Yeah. So
no, it was funny. The first time I played you, I got paired against you.
Randomly paired. We didn't do a direct
randomly
challenge.
Paired. Yeah, you were doing Aristocrats, and I was actually was like, it was the first or second time. I wasn't holding back per se, but I was like cheering you to draw that third land. Like, Justin, draw that third land. Do it. Justin, draw that third land.
Yeah.
Justin, draw it. Or it's kind of funny. And people in chat were like, Ollie wants his friend to. I can't really say, but it was fun to watch because like, and that's what wanted to happen. Like, I was like, please, let's play a game. Like,
yeah,
get your thing going. But anyways, we'll get that more. Our decks more into the next section. But
okay, yeah, we'll wait for that. We did it. Okay, so transitioning a little bit, we had a question of the week last week, and this one kind of came to fruition, which we'll also get to. But the question was, will Ethereal Absolution see play in Standard? And Ollie voted for yes. However, he voted for yes, not knowing it could not target your creatures in your own graveyard. So it could only target creatures in your opponent's graveyard, but we locked him in on yes. 16% of people agree with him, just straight up, knowing what the card did. 46% of people said no, it will not. However, I added a third option that just said, I want to vote for Ali, even though he didn't know what the card did. And that got 38%. So honestly, I think you're the winner here. Because if you combine 38% and 16%, yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of funny. I just want to vote for Ollie.
Yes. But there is a short story about that, but we'll get to that in our next segment. So we want to remind everyone before we go on that for our pop culture section next week, we're going to be seeing the movie Glass in theaters, the new M. Night Shyamalan movie. So if you want to be joined in that conversation, be sure to see that sometime in the next week. I believe it is out in theaters right now. So SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and Spotify. Those are the places that you can support the show by liking, sharing, leaving a comment, leaving a review. And that also helps us quite a bit when you do all of those things. And thank you guys so much for listening. And of course, thank you to everyone who supports us on Patreon, patreon.com/thinktwicemtg as well. All right.
I'll keep the show alive. Thank you.
You ready to get into the first segment?
Yep.
Great. All right. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we're going to recap our experiences in the Ravnica Allegiance Early Access event. All right. As we said, we played in the Ravnica Allegiance Early Access event that was sponsored by Wizards. They gave us stocked accounts that had 4 of everything on it, so we were kind of let loose without inhibitions of having to collect anything to show
the goose was loose.
To show off Ravnica Allegiance. The goose was indeed loose.
It was.
The geese came in all different varieties, though.
They did.
So I played essentially like 5.5 different decks.
Before we start, though, I want to thank Wizards again for giving us both the opportunity to play in that event. It was very fun. I enjoyed it. I know Justin enjoyed it, so
yeah, for
thank
sure.
you.
Actually, you know what? Before I do have another comment before we get into this event. We wanted to talk about this, and something great happened with Arena, and they fixed the 5th card problem, starting with the patch that came out just a day or so ago. So
yeah, I think we should probably say that for like a next update for next topic.
I agree, and that's what I was going to say.
Okay.
This is something that we want to dive into more, but since we're talking about Arena, I wanted to make sure that people knew that we knew. So that's definitely something that we will talk about in the future for sure. But that is something that they addressed. That as well as adding best of 3 ranked and fixing limited matchmaking. But we'll dive into that a little bit later. But we're just going to talk about the early access event today.
Yep.
All right.
So you're saying you played like 5.5 decks?
Played 5.5 decks, yeah. So the 5.5 decks I played, the first one was a deck I called Kaya's Betrayal. And the only way to win in this deck, this was an Esper control deck. The only way to win, I guess really the only way that I intended to win was by casting Kaya and then casting Mnemonic Betrayal, exiling my opponent's graveyard, and then ultimating Kaya and making them lose a bunch of life.
Mm-hmm. I saw that one.
Yep. So that one I won a lot with, and I never got to do that combo because people conceded when they figured out what was happening.
Okay.
Every single 100% of people conceded, which was really frustrating. I never got to actually do it.
Yeah, they addressed that later during the
Yeah.
day, but yeah.
Yeah, that happened a lot. I had a lot of concessions this time, more so than last time, which is a little frustrating.
I had two.
So that was.
God.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
I was like, I had two, but there were also sometimes where I conceded two when someone was like doing something that's like, okay, I'm not winning here. You've taken 6, 7 Nexuses, whatever turns. I'm dead. I think that's fine though. You've established your combo.
Though. That's a little bit different.
You're doing something fun.
Yeah, that's like, hey, I don't get another turn anymore, so I'm probably just going to concede.
Yeah, there was also games too though where I was playing. I'll get one of my decks. I guess I get to one of my decks was a Gateway Lich deck. It was basically Rainbow Lich with gates, where I was barely starting combo off, and I won't name names, but two.
I bet it was an MPL players.
Yes.
Yep. I don't want to name names either, but since you brought that up, I played against 6 different people in the MPL. I beat all of them but one, and the only one I didn't beat was BBD.
Oh, I beat him. That's funny.
I did not beat BBD. He got me. But most of them were the early conceders.
Absolutely. Just instantly like concede,
which pissed me off.
Yeah. First of all, you're
actually getting paid for this.
a lot. Yeah. Justin and I are not getting paid. We're lucky enough to get access to this event, but they're on a salary, and they should be the ones like that's actually making the game more enjoyable and incorporating like people and making them have fun. And I felt like almost not bad, but like it just felt like a bad taste in my mouth, I guess, for whatever reason, against some of these players. Not all of them. Some were good. Like against BBD, we had a really close game where I was playing Prime Speaker Vanifair and he was playing, I think, some Aristocrats deck, and it was really close, really enjoyable.
Yeah.
But against some other ones not named, but just instant concede or no, like he's yeah.
Yep. When I played him, he was playing a blue-white life gain deck.
I saw that one too. Yeah.
Yep. He got me with that one. I was playing an aggro deck.
The walls deck.
No, it wasn't walls.
It wasn't walls, but he has an enchantment that makes he's like Tetsu Muzawa, the 1/3 life link.
No, that's a different deck.
Okay.
This was like a blue-white control deck that was like absorb, Dawn of Hope, vitalize, revitalize.
Okay, sure.
It was like a bunch of life gain cards.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. So that wasn't great that they did that. Anyway, so I'll go through my decks real quick, and then we can go through yours, and we can chat about them.
Good.
Second deck, first of all, I played at least one deck that had each of the new Planeswalkers in it. So the first deck was the Kaya deck. The second deck was Jund, which had Domri, Bringer of Chaos in it. That deck was a lot of fun. It is a very Jundy deck. The third deck was a Dovin Grand Arbiter deck, which was a blue-white Skies deck. It just had a bunch of flying creatures and 4 Dovins, and that deck performed really well. And then I played an Abzan Treasure deck, where it was Revel in Riches, Smothering Tithe, Treasure Map, and Vraska, and that's essentially was my only way to win. But that deck actually did really well, and that's essentially just an Abzan control deck. And then I played 2 different Mardu decks they had a lot of overlap, and I think ultimately they should be one deck, but there's kind of 2 different versions. One was a Mardu Humans deck, and then one was like a very Aristocrat style deck that had like Teysa in it, and more Afterlife and Sacrifice cards. So,
all right, rank them from best
performance wise.
Yep.
I think probably the blue-white Flyers Dovin deck was probably the best. I did lose a couple of times with that, but the times that I won, it felt like I won easily. So I'll rank that as the best deck. I think that the Mardu decks will probably ultimately be the best, but there's a lot going on that needs to get figured out.
Mardu like Aristocrats?
Yeah. Well, it was like, because the first one was a Humans deck, second was an Aristocrats deck, and I think they probably should just be one deck, and there's just a lot of options. You just need to figure out which ones. I can tell you that Judith is a powerful card.
Which one?
Judith.
Oh,
Scourge
sure.
Diva. That's a powerful card. The Jund deck is really good. There's a lot of different configurations on that. Domri Suite. 100% of the times that I cast it in -3, I drew 2 creatures. So,
Okay.
but that's a deck building thing. I had 27 creatures in my deck. The Abzan Treasure deck was great. That was a lot of fun. Only one person let me kill them with the Revel and Riches. Everyone else conceded before I could actually get to it when they figured out they were going to lose to it. Like when I had like 6 or 7 treasures.
Mm-hmm.
And the Kai's Betrayal deck was kind of just like an Esper control deck that had 3 Kai's and 2 Mnemonic Betrayals in it. So I don't really count that. And I guess it had 2 Patient Rebuildings. But that was like the best I could come up with that was not just a total meme that would only work like once in every like 50 matches. So I guess that's probably how I would rank them. But I mean, they're honestly all great. Like I had a pretty high win rate over the course of the day with every single one of the decks. So, you played a lot of decks too, and I know people are excited to hear about those.
I did. I played a handful of decks. I also played a Mardu deck, and mine is complete opposite of yours. It is
This
a Mardu
was my
control
favorite
deck.
deck that you played by a significant margin.
Yeah, I played Mardu control, and it was basically this was the deck that the chat voted for to be brew round. They said, "Ali, please brew round captivate audience." And I did. This is the deck I came up with. It was basically just a deck with like Bedevils, Mortifies, Kaya's Wrath, Treasure Map, Cry of the Carnarium, Angrath, and card we talked about last week, Ethereal Absolution, which ended up being really good. Like,
Yeah.
Anyways, that was one deck. Another deck I decided to try was Rainbow Lich, but with Gates. The reason no one tried Gates was because of Plaza Harmony or Harmony Plaza.
Yeah.
It's the land that comes into play. You gain 3 life. You control 2 more Gates, and 3 life is a lot. The best land we had before that did that was Radiant Fountain, which gained 2 and only added colorless mana. Plaza Harmony, I built it so it would usually add rainbow mana or at least 2-3 types of mana. So that's a huge upgrade. One of the best lands and the reason to play the deck. After that, I built a brew around Prime Speaker Vanifair.
Mm-hmm.
This is a teamer build. And then I brewed around Wilderness Reclamation. I just incorporated into the Omniscience combo deck. Then I had a 4-color ramp deck and Esper control deck as well.
Okay.
And good.
Right. So now your turn to rank those.
Yeah. I'm going to rank them. The one that did the best was definitely the Mardu control deck.
Yep.
It was Mardu control, followed by Esper control, if I want to count that. But if not, it's Mardu control, Esper control, the Gateway Lich deck, the Prime Speaker deck, Reclamation deck, and the 4-color ramp deck. In that order.
Okay. I definitely think, I mean, from what I saw and from what I played against, that the Mardu deck seemed pretty awesome. And Captive Audience seemed pretty awesome too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I thought the card was a meme card. I thought it was I thought it was a fun card. But holy moly, man, that card just
wins the game on its own. You don't even need to do
it does. I didn't think it would. Like, I thought, they'll just pick zombies first, deal with it, go to 4, still live, and then discard their hand when it doesn't matter.
You kind of gotta have it though to deal with it.
Yeah. And if I have Angrath out already, or if I have Dawn of Hope, like, you can't. It's going to 4 is kind of scary.
Yeah.
But also, when you play it, your opponent's going to discard their hand one time, so then you can like start resolving all your other spells.
Yeah.
And the strongest thing about this deck was it literally has tools to beat any permanent except lands. Like, you have a Devil for a creature, artifact, planeswalker, Mortify for enchantments. And then that's basically every permanent.
So we were playing, and I was playing the Aristocrats deck, the Mardu Aristocrats deck, and you played you played the Ethereal Absolution against me, which I could absolutely not beat, but I did have
a lot of people actually could not beat that, which is kind of funny.
Yeah. So you might have just ultimately been right. Fortunately, I had the Mortify for
yes. But yeah, it comes down usually like it doesn't always Plague win, but against most decks it Plague wins. Not most decks, against the small creature decks it Plague wins.
Yeah.
Or outright wins the game. But even against the mid range decks, like it makes them smaller. And Dawn of Hope tokens become bigger, which is relevant. And also you're making 2/2 spirits.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah, the only place that sucks is obviously versus control.
Yeah.
And that's where it's like, probably not say garbage, but really bad.
Yeah. But with Captive
Let's play Dove on Vaughn.
What now?
Let's play in Dovin. Then it's actually
that's good. Decent. Yeah. Because then Dovin doesn't do anything. Gains you on life.
Yeah.
With Captive Audience, I had the card Final Payment in my hand, and I did not realize that I could sacrifice that to destroy a creature. So
because it becomes yours.
Yeah, because you literally give it to the player as you play it. So
I had someone try to cast Binding, and they couldn't target it.
Yep.
Because it's theirs.
So I punted because I could have won that game, a game against Ali, by doing that, and I just didn't realize it until like the turn I was dead.
Well, it would have been a different game, I think. Much different.
I think I would have won. You were at 3
at the end of it. Okay.
Yeah. And you killed me with Angrath. So I would have.
Also messed up too. I learned about Tithe Taker.
Yeah, its abilities also.
Yeah, there's multiple times where I pass a turn against Justin and I couldn't activate Map because it costs 2 mana, or I couldn't activate Spires of Voroska because it costs mana, and just got punished. That card was a beating. That card is really good. That card's what impressed me out of your deck.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was a lot of good cards in that matchup. A lot of good Mardu cards, both on the top end and the bottom end of the curve.
Yeah, I think Mardu's going to be sweet.
Yeah. A lot of different ways you can play it. You can play really aggressive, you can play a mid-range, or you can play really control-y, and I think that's really awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I think that means a healthy standard, which I hope continues to be true.
After seeing all of these decks yesterday, I would be shocked if standard did not get even better than it is right now.
I hope you're right.
And there's just so many cards, man.
There are.
There's so many cards.
I think they're going with the thing of like printing more powerful cards, so that one card doesn't completely dominate.
Yeah, and I think that will work. I actually think it'll work.
Yeah.
I thought that Teferi was going to get better, and I no longer think that. I think there's enough tools to fight Teferi from being just the best card.
I honestly think that Nimizet was better than Teferi, even last standard, but
I know you do. I know you believe that.
I don't think I'm wrong though.
Well, I think you are, because you forget that it costs red, blue, blue, because you just cast it for whatever mana you want.
No, it's not. I don't know. I think out of the control decks, that card is like, I don't know. Maybe either way, those two cards were the most powerful cards at the top end of the control decks, and they're
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, there's a lot of.
I want to quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I want to quickly talk about the Gateway Lich deck just a little bit. This deck was not intended to be budget friendly, but it literally, like, I was looking at the prices, and it literally costs like maybe $20 to build the deck. The mana base is all commons except for the Plaza Harmony, which is like maybe $1. Growth Spiral is a common. The deck is super cheap, but it's very powerful. And the reason I went Gates wasn't only because of Plaza Harmony. You also got a 3-mana board wipe with Gates Ablaze, and that card does X damage to all creatures equal to the number of gates you control. The deck also got an Angel, I think it's called Archway Angel, 6 mana. When it comes in play, you gain 2 life for each gate control. That card was bonkers in the deck. You just gained so much life, or you drew your whole deck. Growth Spiral was awesome. Also, another card that impressed me for the gate deck, or for this Gateway Lich deck, was Guild Summit. That card draws a lot of cards, and It's also uncommon too, so it's cheap. If people didn't answer right away, like 2-3 turns, the game was over. Especially with like we're also playing. I was also playing Circuitous Route, which lets you ramp 2 gates. So you like ramp 2 gates, you thin your deck out, draw 2 cards, and it was really gross. I was only playing 2 for a while. I think I should just be playing all 4. The card was really good.
Oh, you only had 2?
Yeah.
Oh man.
For the longest time. I had one first, then 2.
Crap. So I thought you had 4 of those because every time we played, I'd like either destroyed or countered or duressed both of them.
I think, yeah, when we played, you got rid of them quickly. I think when we played, though, I had 3 in it. I think I had 3.
Okay.
But it's just before. That card was like, it was just so good. I lost to a gate deck earlier. It wasn't a control-y one like yours. I mean, it was still a control deck, but it had all the gate cards. It played the Ram, right? It had the Ram, and it had the Colossus. Yep, I think it's that too.
Yeah. The Colossus, I did not realize you could not block with creatures with power 2 or less.
Oh, I didn't know that was true either.
And I thought I was going to easily win, and then I died from like 15.
Unblockable.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, because I was playing like a tokens. Like, I was like, I'll just chump it. I was like, I have Judith out. I was like, they can't win. I'm like, oh, no, I'm dead immediately. I'm dead right now. And I died.
I was talking about this earlier. I actually tweeted this out. I think Gate Matter theme is very fun. I hope Wizards continue to improve that archetype and makes it like actually at least competitive or semi-competitive.
Yeah.
Or more competitive, because it lets new players experience the Ravnica 3-4 color decks or even 5 color decks.
I think that's a great point.
Yes, without having to spend $100 on shock lands or $200 on shock lands, or being forced to play mono blue or mono red or mono white aggro.
Yeah,
it lets people like experience this beautiful thing of Ravnica of playing all the colors or 3 colors or 4 colors, whatever.
Yeah,
and I hope they, I really do hope they make stronger cards for the archetype.
Well, I think this is the set that has the best gate support.
I think so too. Yes, the last set we literally only had Maze's End, I think, and that's it.
Oh, you mean like I mean like between like all the sets. Like,
yeah, this is the best one for gates.
Like there's more Gate Matters cards in this set than there were in that one.
Oh yeah, there are. Yeah. Guild's the best one they had by far was Guild Summit. But we also were missing 5 Guild Gates, so it was like kind of weird. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. No, it's super sweet. And that's a great point too. Like having a low cost option where you can get in at the uncommon level and then kind of essentially customize like your win conditions with rares and kind of whatever you want, because you're essentially going to be playing either 4 or 5 colors.
Yeah.
Because you don't necessarily need to play 5 colors. I think black is probably the least supported with the gate stuff.
Yeah. Is there even a black payoff card?
There's, but see, I don't know what it is. There's an uncommon.
Yeah, I don't either.
Let me see if I can find it. There's an uncommon for gates.
Color.
Yeah, for gates with everything. But I mean, clearly the black one
wasn't that good.
Yeah, I mean, if neither of us know what it is,
I'm sure I looked at it because I had to have.
Nope, I don't see one. That's really
weird.
I don't
remember seeing one either.
That's really weird because there's one for every other color. The white one is the angel. The blue one it's like this little.
It's a creature.
Huh?
Yeah, it's a creature that when it hits them, you draw a card, and when you play, it's unblockable. Red one is a Pyroclasm for each gate.
Yeah, and then the green one's the ram.
Yes, which is really a pretty good threat actually.
The ram's serious. And then the artifact gets Gate Colossus.
Yeah.
So you probably just play it with 4 colors because you don't need like
the black.
You don't. Yeah, you just play the rest of the gates. There's still 6 other gates that you can play. That's probably plenty.
Yeah.
Because the thing that I like about the gate stuff with Ravnica Allegiance is it just cares about the gates, not the different gates. Like it doesn't care about Rakdos Guild Gate. It just cares that you have a gate.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. With the gate deck I built, it felt like I was playing the old 5-color control decks with Reflecting Pool.
Yeah. Yeah.
because I also had the Gateway Plaza, which is also a gate that comes by tapped, but it paid mana. So yeah.
And Plaza of Harmony, like you said, like it's just essentially in that deck, it's Reflecting Pool that just gains you 3 life,
which is absurd.
Yeah,
it's
it really is. Like that's really powerful.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty awesome.
It's like complete opposite of City of Breast. It's like City of Breast that like benefits you tremendously.
yeah. That is the opposite, especially in that deck. That's a very big. And
difference. It literally adds colorless mana too if you want like colorless for some reason. Like adds all 5 colors plus colorless. It's literally
the play untapped. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good card. Good card.
Yeah, it's just it is just a great card.
Yep.
Cool. Any other decks you want to talk about before we kind of start to talk about more individual cards in the next section?
No. I'm ready to go to individual cards.
All right, cool. Well, in that case, we're gonna jump out for a second, and when we come back, we're gonna take a deeper dive into our Ravnica Allegiance review for individual cards. Be back in just a moment. All right, Ollie. So as we continue on from last week in our previous section, let's talk about kind of, if we're separating cards into sections, how we feel about each of these sections. So we played a lot yesterday with a lot of the new cards. What were some of the scariest cards that people played against you?
Tithe Taker was actually, it wasn't scary. It's more annoying and scary. I guess Judith was a scary one.
Okay, yeah.
Rhythm of the Wild was a scary one.
That is number 1 on my list.
Fireblade Adept, the 2/2 haste. Game upkeep, you can sacrifice a creature. If you do, it deals 2 damage to your opponent.
Yep.
That card was really good.
Yes, that card is really powerful for a red and a black.
The demon that cost 4 or 3 respectively to 4/4.
Spawn of Mayhem.
Yeah. Okay. It's a 4/4 for 3 mana, but also, dude, the thing also like
that's a
deals damage.
That's a 5/5 for 3 with flying and trample.
It gets even bigger if you're lower life. It gets bigger with counters because it has more text that I forgot about. And
because it's a ridiculous card.
Yeah, and triggers speculative return. So that was really scary.
I think
those are my cards.
I actually think that card, Spawn of Mayhem, is the card with the most raw power in the set.
Mm-hmm.
It's still just a creature. It's like it's relatively easy to kill, but you absolutely have to kill it, or it will kill you in like 2 turns.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it just turns your opponent's deck on like instantly. Like the whole deck's turned on.
Yeah, because it deals 1 to each player, and then if the owner of Spawn of Mayhem is at 10 or less, it gets a +1/+1 counter. So it already hits them for 5 every turn with flying and trample, and then it just starts getting bigger and bigger, and it's just like it just ends the game immediately.
Yeah, and spectacle, all their spectacle cards are turned on.
Yeah, like before they attack.
Yes,
which is something that generally shouldn't happen.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Yeah. So that.
What about you?
So my number 1 was Rhythm of the Wild. Every time, and I even obviously like I'm not playing the decks that you're playing, and that card scared me every time. Like it doesn't even matter because anything that they draw can kill you, and you can't really stop it.
Yeah, there's also a common deck I saw with it too.
With the Vanifer deck?
No, just elves. The Incubation Druid. Put a count on it, then he taps for 3 mana. Then you like there's a card that says untap target creature control. Put a count on it. Yeah. So they're making a bunch of mana, or they had the elf that adds mana to equals its power. Basically, coming off, playing Beast Whisperer, and drawing the whole deck.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I saw like a Vanifer combo deck that gave Vanifer haste.
Yep, I had that in my teamer one.
Yeah. Yep, I saw. Yeah, the Vanifer decks that I saw they all had Rhythm of the Wild, but they're all like they're either teamer or 4 color with white. With like Knight of Autumn and Militia Bugler.
Yeah. Side quest, real quick. I do think people. I think we're missing out on just trying Sultai Vanifer because that gives so many card advantage cards like Ravnica Chupacabra, Midnight Reaper. Even if you don't play something like Journey to Eternity, I think people are sleeping on Sultai Vanifer.
I think you're probably right. Honestly. there's so many different ways that you can build that deck now.
Mm-hmm.
And Ollie and I both still think the card's not great, but that doesn't mean people aren't going to try.
Think it's simply better than I thought it was, and more fun than I thought it was. I was just mad at Simic in general.
Okay.
But after playing it, I actually did enjoy the puzzles and the what card should I get here, etc., etc., etc.
Okay. And that's good. That's a good point for it.
Yeah.
I wasn't necessarily scared of Vanifer. I did have to kill it on site, but I was never worried that it was going to like kill me. I was just like, I just got to grind through this.
Yeah, it's not birthing pod good, but it's just yeah.
So another one is Captive Audience. Only Ollie played that against me, but as someone who, because I have no doubt that Ollie was not on the receiving end of this card all day.
Never.
And I was a few times, and I was just like, holy crap.
Well, I'm glad that
I did beat it once, but I could have beat it again, but it was still like they don't have to do much else to put the pressure on you when they just cast that. It's like, all right, I guess deal with it or die.
That's good. That's good to know. That's the card's actually good.
Yeah, it was scary. It scared me less once I figured out Final Payment, because Final Payment is probably a card I'm going to cast a lot, so it's nice to know that I'm going to have an out in case that catches on.
Mm-hmm.
And then similarly, Cry of the Carnarium. God, this card is brutal. That's a brutal card.
I'm so glad it exists. So glad it exists.
So I played 2 decks with Judith. I played like a lot of decks where that was just good. Like even in the Jund deck, it's not like I had a lot of creatures you could kill, but I also had like Midnight Reaper.
Yeah,
Midnight Reaper is great. And it's just like, nope, just kill them. Just they're gone. They're exile them all. They're all gone forever. And it's like, God, man.
Even exiles Arclight Phoenix, which is nice.
Did you know? You probably did, but did you listeners know that they can kill something earlier in the turn and then cast Cry of the Carnarium, and whatever they killed earlier in the turn, it exiles that too?
I actually did not know that.
You did not
know
that?
Graveyard?
Yes.
No, so you kill it, goes to graveyard, then it gets exiled?
You can cast, if you cast Moan of Craving to kill something, and then later you cast Cry of the Carnarium, it exiles the thing you killed earlier.
I knew that after, like, I knew if you cast Cry, then you like killed a creature, it would exile it. I don't know it worked the other way too.
It's both. It's the whole turn. It's like, let me look back. Let me look back to the beginning of the turn. Anything in there that wasn't there before? All right, you're gone.
So I guess kind of like an emblem for that turn.
Yep, get on out of there.
The card is sweet. I'm so glad it exists because there's so much graveyard shenanigans. Also good. It was also like semi good versus Golgari, because they have Bind Finality. You can like get rid of their guys, or some Golgari have decks that like my creatures actually matter because I'm playing Golgari Raiders or cards that care about or Zani. So it was sweet card.
Yeah, it is sweet, and it's really powerful. If you play aggro decks, and I like to play decks that attack my opponents, this is a card, because there's so much recursion in standard right now with creatures, which I think is good, and it's great that there's a tool against that, but this is a card that's going to break your back a couple of times. And then a card that I played a lot of, that I played in my Jund deck, but also scared me when my opponent had it, is Gruul Spellbreaker. This one's obvious on how good this card is, but it's very good.
Yeah, similar to Gruul Spellbreaker was the Gruul one. The Gruul green, red, Gruul Sunder Shaman. That card I think is the best one out of the entire cycle. Did not realize how good it was until I just got destroyed by it.
It's huge.
It's 4 for a 5/5, and it can be blocked by more than one creature. At the early stage, it's like basically impossible to block.
Yep.
Then whenever it connects, it literally naturalizes, destroys an artifact or enchantment. So it destroys your Gift of Paradise, destroys your treasure map, it's obnoxious how powerful this card is for that amount of mana. Yeah. It's like Polis Crusher, but better.
Oh, like way better. Yeah. That's a good one too. All right, so those are the cards that scared us. Was there anything else that I didn't that we didn't talk about that you've thought of since?
Not really.
Okay. All right, what about the cards that you were impressed by the most that you played with?
Bedevil. Like, I knew the card was gonna be fine,
Yeah.
but I'm just surprised at how good it was, like how efficient it was. It's been a long time since we had Hero's Downfall, and this is like Hero's Downfall with a little more upside.
Yeah.
And then I was also impressed with Cry of the Carnarium.
Yeah.
I was impressed with Mortify.
I was super impressed. I think Mortify is going to be a staple.
Yes. I did not realize how much... Ravnica introduced a lot of enchantments and artifacts this set.
Yeah.
More so in enchantments, I guess.
Yep.
And Mortify is just going to be an MVP here.
It's going to be a staple in this standard. And it's been in standard like multiple times before. And this is the best. It's going to be the best in this standard.
Yep. History Benalia, Conclave Tribunal. I think that's why Center Shaman is gonna be so good too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that makes total sense. Like, I started with like 2 in my decks, and I changed to 3. Then I was like, if I was playing black white, it's just 4 Mortify in every single deck.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I played 3 Bedevil, 2 Mortify in a Martyr Control deck. I ended up literally having 4 Bedevil, 4 Mortify in my deck.
Yeah.
At the end of the night.
Yeah, because you're just like, well, I'll just deal with every single permanent type.
And kill you with whatever, Dawn of Hope or Angrath.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll 1-for-1 you, and then if I ever can get a 2-for-1 you, then it's just like you have to just scrape so hard to get back in the game.
Yeah. Yep. Precognitive, whatever it's called. The 5 mana, draw 3. If it's your main phase, scry 3, then draw 3.
Oh yeah. Yes.
That one was really, really good too. A lot more, like a lot better than I thought it was. Depose and Deploy, the uncommon blue ice split card.
Perception is the card.
Yeah, precognitive perception. Depose, Deploy.
Yes.
Was also really, really, really good.
That card, I played that card in my in the Dovin deck just as a 2 of. And that card's freaking great. Both sides of that card are great.
It is, yeah.
Much better than the rare, in my opinion.
I agree. Easily agree.
Yeah.
Both the girl spells were insanely really good. One was it destroys a creature, like basically plummet, dimensional flyer, or +2/+4/+2, which is insane against the Drake decks. I think Gruul just like made out. I think like last podcast talking about like Orzhov versus Gruul. I think Gruul just now out of playing just demolished Orzhov and as far as good cards, like Within the Wild, the Shaman. Both cards are good.
They're all individually scary.
Every card, yeah, they got the best stuff this set, in my opinion.
Yep. All right, keep going.
Growth Spiral, I thought was really good. Well, I know that card's gonna be good, but like, just being able to cast Explore again was so nice.
Yeah.
just was great. And the last one, was that like actually impressed me. Like, I know Dovan was gonna be good. I knew that Ooze was gonna be good. Shimmer of Light or Shimmer of, I should know the name of it.
The main phase Impulse.
The Impulse, Sorcerer Speed Impulse.
Sorcerer Speed Impulse, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's like insane, but
no, it's fine. Impulse is a really
4
powerful card, like way too powerful to be printed in standard. So
yeah, and 4 mana or 4 cards versus 3 is a lot. Is the last card goes a long way.
Yeah, it does, and I love that card and Anticipate are in the same standard, because it's like, all right, you want to dig deeper, or do you want to do it at instant speed?
Yeah, I think it's asking, are you combo deck, or are you controlled, or are you like not combo deck?
Yeah,
I think you're combo deck. You always want Shimmer.
Yeah, you just want more cards.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so that's sweet that those both exist.
One more card. I was also impressed with that Theater of Horrors.
Okay, I didn't play with that one.
Yeah, that card, I played it for a while with Angrath, and it was obviously like medium there because it's a control deck. I was playing Martyr Control, but dude, that thing like draws so many cards. It's like Frenzy, but without the back pain of like, maybe I have to sacrifice this, or can I this spells from my hand. And late game, you literally just tap 4 mana and ping your opponent to death. Oh, okay, you're at 3. My enchantment randomly pings people and planeswalkers. Let me shoot you twice and kill you.
Yeah.
I forgot the ability like twice, and just like, okay, Forgot this thing. Turned on itself. Like you pass a turn, your opponent's like hellbent. They have like 5 cards under their Theater of Horror. Like whatever, they need to burn me out or do something. It's like, I'll just ping you and cast all these cards. Okay.
Yeah, that ping is. I mean, that ping is important.
Yeah, the fact that it also has planeswalkers, I think, is great.
Oh yeah. It can't hit creatures, but it can hit everything else.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. You covered a lot of cards that I was impressed with too, but I guess one that you didn't say that I was specifically impressed with. Judith was a big one. Played that card in 2 decks, and that card is just really it's really scary to play against because it anthems your team, but they have to exile. They can't just kill them like outright. And they also have to kill Judith first, and she also triggers off of herself. So it's like must kill on sight, but you have to have a removal spell and preferably one that exiles. So she was really good. That card's definitely gonna be a player in standard. I played 2 like black-white control decks, and Kaya's Wrath was a 4 of in both of them, and not as difficult to cast as some of you may think.
Nope.
I'll say that. This is just a 4-mana Wrath of God with upside, as far as I'm concerned. Like, you have to be playing black, but it's not. It's not like you don't. It's not like there's not enough black cards that encourage you to do that. So you're not really like missing out if you have to play black with it.
I do wish it cost 1 color requirement less, like just black, white, colorless, but
I think it's
like
fine.
Supreme Verdict.
Yeah, I think it's fine, and it's still pretty great. So I played all 3 of the Planeswalkers. Dovin, I think is the best one.
I agree with you.
I think in a control deck, it's still very good, but in an aggro deck, it's even better. It's like borderline, like I don't want to say unbeatable, but it's awfully good. Domri's still very, very good. Although I was bothered by one thing. Did you play against Domri at all?
His voice line is really bad.
He's British.
I don't know. I don't like his voice line, the way he talks. I don't like his art.
He's British.
I don't like very much about Domri. I don't like that he somehow beat Borborygmos, so I don't like that.
He's British. That's why. When we first played him on my stream, it was suggested that perhaps there's some sort of time loop, and this is actually, now he could be Australian as well. He's kind of like in that middle ground. And if he is Australian, this could be some sort of weird time loop where this is actually young Jason Statham, and he does in fact defeat Borgmos. Because it does make sense. I'm just saying it makes sense when you think about it. But anyway, that's a whole different topic. We'll make a whole show about that one later, guys.
Oh my god.
But he's British, so that threw me off. Kaya is about as good as it looks.
The card is like, I think is an awesome sideboard card. Honestly, I think it's an awesome sideboard card because it deals with like, it's an excellent graveyard way to hit graveyards.
Yes,
and it's fun. It's a fun way to hit graveyards.
I can say I won 100% of the games where my opponent cast Search for Azcanta and then I cast Kaya because they never got to flip that Search for Azcanta.
Yeah, it's good against Drakes, Golgari.
Yeah.
Whatever else, but like by itself, it needs support. It's like Ashiok.
It needs support. Yeah, that's a good comparison.
Ashiok was like fine, but the card would never bring you back if you're behind. It was good it was decent on like an empty board. Terrible if you're behind, and good if you're ahead. It's like that.
I don't think that it would have been easy for my my blue-white skies deck to beat, because if you can -1 and exile something, then it gets really good. But there's just not that many targets. So So it's just fine. Ollie talked about another card that a little bit earlier that was really good, and that was the red-green, not red-green, the red-black haste creature Fireblade Artist. It's a 2/2 for 2 for red and black with haste. At the beginning of your upkeep, you can sacrifice a creature. When you do, it deals 2 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. That card's just really powerful too.
Yeah, it's just really, really good. As haste. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, as haste. And then a handful of other cards, like you said, deploy and depose and deploy.
Yes, it was really good.
Yeah,
too.
that card was great. Both sides are great, and it's good on offense and defense too.
Deploy is definitely better.
Yeah, well, yes, because it's weird. Like
no, I know it costs more, but I'm saying it's still like just. That ability is.
No, I agree with you. That's the better mode for sure. No, what I was going to say is, so on almost all of these split cards, that each of the sides are like slightly overcosted, just like barely.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think that side is undercosted.
The deploy part?
Yeah.
I don't think they're all overcosted. Cynic one is. It's unplayable.
They're all like okay, they're not like overcosted, but they're like maybe restrictive in their casting cost.
I actually think the Gruul ones are. I think the Gruul ones are actually like undercosted.
No, you're right. The Gruul ones are not.
Yeah.
Anyway, deploy is very good. Deploy is very, very good, especially if you already have Dove out.
Dude, yeah, or if you play. I saw today I was watching some matches while I was working. I saw someone cast deploy, then block 2 Llanowar Elves that were attacking. I was like, oh my god, that's game over.
Yep. I was playing against a Mardu deck with the blue-white Flyers deck.
Yeah.
And I had 3 creatures out and played my land, attacked, passed the turn, and I was at like 9. And I was being attacked, or I get attacked down to 9 on my opponent's turn. My opponent was at like 15. Like they'd taken like no damage. Then in a turn, I cast deploy, put 2 flyers into play, gain 5, go to 14, untap, play favorable winds, and attack them for 10.
Nice.
Yeah. And that is what that card did often. It was really good, and that's offensively, and you can play it just as good defensively too. So.
Yeah, Justin played Dovon in aggro shells. I played Dovon in that display card in Esper control, and I think Dovon is better in the aggro shells, but I think the deploy part is better in the control shells.
Yeah, it is, and that was like the most expensive card. Like I didn't have anything else that cost 4.
Yeah,
I just had 2 of those.
Also, I think that the job on Domri was overall like the art plus voice line was not that great, but I loved Dovon. Even though he beat me all the time, I loved his voice line. I loved when he ultimated, like how the animation looked. It was great. Let
me tell you, I ultimated Dovon on turn 4 multiple times, and it says, the card text says, look at the top 10 cards of your library, put 3 of them in your hand. What it does is it casts Demonic Tutor 3 times.
You were Dovoning through time.
Yeah. Yep.
No, I love when he, like, dude. See, someone all this card against me like once or twice, and I somehow won that game, by the way. But his text, or what he says is hilarious. He's like, "This is why I'm banned from casinos or gambling or something or whatever."
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically alluding to the part where I'm going to get what I want every time.
Yes. Well, I think his power is like he can sense weaknesses in things and people. Like that's like his planeswalker-y ability.
Okay, I didn't know that.
It's something like that. But yeah, there was a lot of sweet. I think this is a great set. Guild Ravnica is a great set. I think Ravnica Allegiance is a great set.
I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Are there? I guess before this is the last thing. Is like, is there like one card that you wanted to try that you just didn't get a chance to?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I tried to brew on everything that I really wanted to. I'm just glancing now just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh yeah, there's one. I lied.
Okay.
Actually, I guess there's a couple.
Name one. You gotta pick one.
All right, Mirror March. Mirror March, the one I want to try.
Mirror March. Okay, what color is that? What is that?
It's red. It's 5 and a red. 5 and one red for 6 mana. Enchantment. It says whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, flip a coin until you lose a flip. For each heads, put a copy of that creature into play. It has haste. It dies in the turn.
Okay. Interesting. So what do you want to do with that?
I don't know. I just want to copy a creature and see what happens.
Cast that Gateway Angel?
No, I want to cast something better than that. Something that has ETB ability, like better, strong ETB abilities, or something when it dies.
Okay,
one card that was
it says exile them at the beginning, so they don't die.
Okay, exile. Sorry.
Well, that's an important distinction.
It's a big difference. Yeah.
Because otherwise, you could just curve this into like Palaka Wurm.
Yeah, it's still pretty good though. But yeah, I saw so Rakdos. I played Rakdos the Showstopper a couple times just because I want to see his animation and
terrible, disappointing.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna be like he's gonna be like Yogg Saron from Hearthstone, but he's just not. He's just, I don't know. I saw him playing a Seth or Stefan Olive when he had like 3 creatures out, and he literally could not lose. His opponent played Rakdos and literally killed his whole entire team.
Yeah,
and that was like glorious for Rakdos.
So what was the best animation you saw then?
Best animation I saw, I think Double's Ultimate.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. My pick, and I don't even think this one is remotely close, is Ravager Wurm. Do you see Ravager Wurm?
That one is sweet, where it jumps up to eat something.
It has 2 animations, because it has an animation when you play it, and then it has another animation when you choose the mode.
Okay.
Yeah, because it has like a wormy animation when you play it, and then when you choose, if you fight something, it comes out of the ground and eats the creature.
I saw that. That was sweet.
Dude, it was so great. It's great every time.
I was disappointed by Captive Audience animation, but at least it does it like 4 times, so it's kind of nice.
Yeah, it has 4 different animations. I think that's kind of the trick with that, because each of the different modes has a different animation.
Also, another animation that's really good is when Hydra Crisis fully resolves. The animation is super, super sweet.
Okay.
It like the snakes like swirl around you. You gain life. You draw cards. They come then like the watery snakes, whatever, come into play, and then the card like springs out of the card and it grows horns. It grows horns too, which is random but super sweet.
Okay, that's pretty great.
But it has to resolve in order to do that.
Okay, has to resolve. Has to resolve. Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else that you want to talk about on Ravnica Allegiance? We'll obviously continue to talk about this set. We're at sometime in the next couple of weeks, we're going to do our 5 top 5s, which you guys obviously love. But
yeah,
for today,
last thing I'll say is just Justin's right about Terramander, the 1-drop 1/1 flying creature. That card was pretty good in standard, and I can see that's going to be absolutely a house in older formats. So
yeah, it's gonna be a staple in Legacy. I mean,
you're definitely right. Yeah.
If you can get foils for cheap, just get them now. This is your quick financial tip.
Yep.
Cool. All right. In that case, we have one more segment for you, of course, and we watched the Netflix film Birdbox over the last couple weeks. We'll be back in just a moment to talk about the Burbs.
Justin corrected himself at the end, but originally he said Birdbox. This is called Birdbox.
BIRB box.
Yeah. This also was a book before it was a movie. So, and the ending. I don't
whoa.
Spoilers.
You're getting all the way jump into the end.
No. I'm not going to spoilers. I'm just.
This is kind of spoilers.
Oh wait. Yeah, I won't say anything.
It kind of is if you're talking about the end.
All right. I thought the movie was good. It reminded me a lot of the. If you like The Happening, I think you'll like this movie. I enjoy these kind of movies. I tend to enjoy M. Night Shyamalan type movies, even if this wasn't one.
I see. What
Overall,
you mean.
I tend to enjoy them. So
okay. Yeah, this kind of reminded me of like a mashup between The Happening and A Quiet Place. I think it's better than one of those and worse than the other one. I did not like The Happening. I thought The Happening was kind of dumb. I think it's better than that, but it's definitely worse than A Quiet Place. But that doesn't mean it's bad. Doesn't mean
See,
it's bad.
I like. I'm this is one where I'm the minority, but I like The Happening. I like The Village. I liked all those. All
You
all,
just,
all
you
those
just
movies.
love M. Night Shyamalan. That's why we're gonna watch Glass next week.
I'm excited about Glass. I loved The Beast. I loved. Anyways, let's keep going.
Okay. So this is a Netflix film. So you can, if you haven't watched this yet, if you have Netflix, which you probably do, because if you have the internet, you have Netflix. So go watch that and then come back before you listen to the spoiler section. But this is mainly stars Sandra Bullock, and she's kind of a badass, but also kind of not. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, the other movie this reminded me. Sorry, I was trying to think of the third movie. It's like kind of The Happening, kind of A Quiet Place, and kind of The Mist.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Because there's a scene in this movie that is very Mist-like.
Yeah.
I
I actually like The Mist too.
love
The Mist,
The
actually.
Mist. I love that movie. That movie has haunted my brain for a long time. Not because it's scary, but just because it's emotionally destroys you.
Yes. Yeah.
But The Mist is a great movie. But Bird Box it's interesting how it's put together, because you kind of don't know what's going on in the beginning, and then you don't ever really know what's going on. But it also is kind of realistic in the sense, because ultimately what's happening in the movie, I think in reality, it would be very difficult for people to have kind of a full understanding of it. So I liked that there wasn't a eureka moment where like people just have like a full understanding of everything.
Okay.
But you probably did not like that.
I didn't mind that. I just didn't like. I guess I'll go to more into spoilers. Well, I think it did find what it was. I think we did find out what it was, and I didn't like that.
Oh, you think so you feel like we did find out what it was?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I think I know the part you're going to say, but that is a more spoiler oriented part.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, overall, I think the fact that this is okay, how about this? A year ago, Netflix, at the beginning of the year, released a couple of movies that we reviewed on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
They were Bright and Cloverfield Paradox. And I think those were two of the worst movies that we saw the entire year.
Yes.
And
this is significantly better.
This is significant. Yeah, this is significantly better. So those two movies, in my opinion, were not worth your time. And this one, without a doubt, is. But I think that it helps that I didn't go to a theater to watch this for me.
Yeah.
Like, I think that lets me be a little more lenient on it. And I think that's okay, because I think context and how you're watching it and like the time that you're spending on it or the time or the money you're spending on it, I think that matters for movies.
I agree. It does.
Because like,
especially convenience matters too, where you're going for travel.
Yeah. Like, I loved like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, but if that movie cost me $40 to see, I'd be like, oh, this wasn't worth $40. This didn't change my life.
Yeah.
You know? So I think the fact that this is on Netflix, which everyone can see at their own convenience, I think that helps this movie, and I think that's fair. I think that's fair because we're all people, and time and money mean things to us. There's a lot of memes going on around this, like because people have seen like there's like blindfolded Sandra Bullock, which is like it's just one scene from the movie, and I think those have like hurt the perception of the movie because it looks silly and they're being used in like silly ways, and I kind of don't think that's fair. I
honestly literally just only watched the movie because I saw those memes.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was a plus to it. Like,
okay,
it spread the word out.
Okay. How about this then?
Even negative. I think it just proves that negative or positive
press,
publicity.
Press.
Overall, it's good press. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So maybe it's not hurting people from watching the movie, but I think maybe the perception of the movie is probably hurt by that. I don't know. In my opinion, I could be wrong.
I don't know, honestly. Sorry.
It's okay. I'll let you. Clearly, you're bored to death by this movie.
No, I'm not. I honestly don't know much about. It's hard. This movie's hard to talk about spoilers because everything is tiptoeing.
It's all right. You never say this. You're always like, I really just am very patient about getting into spoilers so I can not talk about them. All right. So, Ollie, 1 to 5 stars. What do you give in Birdbox?
I really think we should start doing halfway points because this is like the definition of 3.5 for me.
No, we're not doing halfway points. You have to decide.
Okay, a very high 3.
Okay, that's fine, but it's still a 3 ultimately.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we're not doing because then if we do halfway points, then where does it stop? Because if we do a halfway point scale, then that's just a 10-point scale. And then if we're doing 10-point scales, you're like, this is a 5.5 out of 10.
No. I mean, like, I think halfway point. Because this is literally like, it's not quite a 4.
Here's, why we shouldn't do halfway points? Because the real review is not the star rating that we're giving it, but the words that are coming out of our mouth about the movie. All
right, high 3. What are you going to give it?
I'm going to give this a 3. This is a 3 for me. But I do think that if I went to go see this in the theater, that might be lower, but I didn't, so it's a 3. Right in the middle.
Yeah, mine would be 3 either way.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Are you ready? You've been so patient. You've only asked 4 times.
Yep. A whole new world.
Spoiler warning.
A new fantastic point of view.
Spoiler warning.
One to tell us no or where to go. Okay, we're good.
Okay, that was a nice little interlude.
Because now we're going into the spoilers.
Okay. Yeah, we are telling you where to go, and it's in the spoilers.
Exactly. All right, so
go ahead.
Okay, the monsters or the thing.
The demons?
The thing you said that you know what they were, or it doesn't tell you.
We don't get a confirmation.
Huh?
We don't get a confirmation.
We don't get a confirmation, but you learned that it's a day.
Yep.
It's definitely a day. It's not a one thing. It's a they, and there's multiple of them. And they're kind of like something we don't understand, like mist-like or godlike, something from a different dimension.
So basically, you're saying the explanation that we got from the guy that worked at the grocery store, you believe that that's true?
Close, almost like that. Yeah, not fully, but yes.
Okay, well, but what other explanation did we get?
Well, we also got the one that was like obeyed them. He drew pictures of them, all of them, or what he saw.
Okay. So here's my point. So remember the scene with the guy that worked at the grocery store, right? And when he was talking about it, he's like, I've seen this before. I read about it.
Oh yeah.
Right. So
take
that scene out. Remove that scene from the movie. I think if you see the scene where the guy's like drawing pictures of them and the people that are following him, you still have no idea really what's going on.
Well, you do learn that it is in fact a they. That is more than one.
Yeah, but sure. But what is that telling you?
That it's like it's more than one thing. It's like, which I think is interesting, or also a very important distinction of defining the monster or whatever it is. Like The Happening, you literally had no idea what the frick was going on.
That's because that movie's bad.
I don't think it was bad, but anyways.
Okay. The Meg is definitely better than The Happening. If we're ranking movies that start with the,
I don't want to derail from Birdbox.
Okay. So,
I think the monsters were somewhat defined, or the thing was somewhat defined, not fully, but somewhat. The fact that they did in fact learn how it hurt you or killed you. The only thing we learn is why or what it wants.
Yeah, exactly.
Or what people like. We did like learn like what people see usually before they die.
Yes and no.
Right, but I'm saying like it was more defined than it was like completely like random. Like,
no,
it was, like, the monster was like
we know nothing. But I'm saying like I like that there wasn't some like you can't fight it. You just have to exist alongside it. indefinitely.
Yeah, it seemed more like a force than a sentient being.
Yeah, for sure.
So
It's not that, because it's not like the thing, it's not like whatever they were was invisible, which I think some people believe. I think it's ethereal.
no. Yes.
Yeah, so it's in a general area, but it's not like concrete. It's not solid.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, you can see it, or if you when you look at it, or you see. I think you see it if you like are going to work for it.
Yeah, so to speak. Yeah, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then otherwise you see a loved one or something, or something that's
okay.
makes you
So
wanna.
okay. So I think it works both ways. I think you don't see it either way. I think if you see it and it kills you or makes you want to kill yourself, then that is you seeing something terrible. And if you
Or something you love, or something. Yeah. Well, the thing is, it never ever kills you.
no, you always make I guess not make the choice, but
Yeah.
it forces you, it changes something in your brain to make you make a choice to kill yourself.
Yeah. Yes, but it makes me think that there was one person that kind of fought it off a tiny bit, and that was the lady that had the kid, because she saw it, and then Sandra Bullock was like, "Give me your kid. Let me hold your kid, please. For 1 second, let me hold your child for 1 minute." Because she's about to jump out the window with her kid and kill the baby too.
Yeah.
And then Sandra Bullock was somehow able to like break barely into her mind, or
Just for a moment.
Moment, yeah.
Yeah.
Get for like a split second to get the kid. So that was kind of nice. And then another part that impressed me about Sandra Bullock was I loved how they showed the turmoil of like, okay, one's my kid, the other one technically I'm taking care of as my kid, but it's not from my blood.
Yeah.
And she needed one of the kids to look out and tell which way to go for the boat. And she was you could tell she was going to lean towards the girl, and the little girl knew it too. And the boy didn't
which
want
is not her child.
Yes. And the boy was volunteering, saying, "Hey, I'm your child, but I want to do it." And she's like, No, I don't want you to do it. And then finally at the end, she's like, "You know what? We're all gonna make it together, or we're gonna die together." Because like I'm glad they showed us that turmoil for her, because it's definitely true. Like it's definitely something like that's true. I think in real life.
Yeah.
You know. So that was really impressive to me. I really enjoyed that, because I could like feel her struggle of wanting everyone to succeed, but also like you don't want a kid to die, but like at the same time, like you don't want everyone to die either. So it's like
it's difficult for you, and this is kind of why it reminded me of The Mist. In two different parts, and because this is like you are making the choice. She's caught between making the choice: do I want to let a child die and me choose for a child to die, or do I want to take the risk that we all just die, which is a pretty high chance that happens?
Yes.
So it's an impossible choice. It's a no-win scenario.
It is. Yeah, it's but I'm glad she chose the option that I would have chose. I feel like it kind of reminded me of like, the choice we had with the zombies. Like your wife turns into a zombie or whatever, you let her go in the woods or kill her.
Yeah.
It's different.
I do not think it's the same, but I do understand what you're saying. I just disagree.
Yeah, it's different. It's different. It's like a I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's a very hard choice. She chose the choice that did not benefit the society or the whole, but the individual. She chose it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She definitely did, and I think and that like just for whatever reason meant a lot to me.
Yeah. For what it's worth, that river would have killed them all.
Yeah.
Like for sure.
Probably.
But gotta have a happy ending. But they would have for sure died in that river.
Speaking of happy ending, they also changed the ending from the book to the movie. They made it even happier, which I thought the ending of the book was fantastic. It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows,
which is what it should not have been.
Okay, so yes. So let me tell you how it happened in the movie first. In the movie, they go to the sanctuary, and they're basically safe from the entity, because the birds will chirp or make noise whenever it's coming close, and the people that aren't the sanctuary is basically a school for the blind, and so people that are blind, if you don't see it, it can't do anything to you. So people go there and then birds make noise. People with eyes just close their eyes and wait till the birds stop making noise. But in the book, you go there and people are blind, but they're blind because they gouged their own eyes out, so they would not see the entity or could be killed by it. And that's more dark, but it's still also a sanctuary at the same time.
Yeah.
And then realizing that every future child that's born, you have to, like, you know, people like, oh, you have to circumcise your kid when he's born. And now it's like, well, now you got to gouge the eyes out of your child when they're born. And that's like so dark, but also like so.
This is either do this or you die.
Yes, it's realistic. It's more realistic for a movie that's. I understand this movie's like not, you know, realistic, but it's more realistic for this scenario. That kind of makes me mad
that was the ending, because that should have been the ending.
I agree. It's a better ending. It's a much better ending.
It is just a better ending. Like, why does it have to be happy?
It's still happy. It's still like happy in some way. That's like you beat it. You beat it. Figure out how to beat it.
You had to make a great sacrifice, but you have won.
Absolutely.
And
I think
here
that's
it's
fantastic.
just like, nope. You reached the end of the game, and everyone wins.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
I think that almost ruined the movie for me.
Now I'm giving it a 2.
Yeah, me too. I give it a 2.
Retroactively, after
just
knowing
talking
that,
about it.
Without knowing that knowledge, I give it a 3. Knowing that, because I would have appreciated that more, because then
I would give it a 4 with that ending.
Because then the whole struggle means something.
Yes.
Because there's not an escape. You have to. Everything is a tough choice. And then honestly, because Sandra Bullock's character made the decision to basically put them in a death trap by going over like the waterfall through the rapids without looking, which would have killed them, but then it doesn't. Okay, let's say it doesn't. And then they make it to the spot. And then there's just no consequence for that. There's no consequence for I'm not saying that her action, but there's no consequence from a narrative perspective from the movie. But now there is. Yeah. It's like, you did survive this, and you can choose to survive indefinitely for the rest of your life, but you have to make this impossible decision that you're also forced to make.
Yes, I'll give the movie 5 stars, actually. I know it's dark, but if one of the kids died and the eye thing happened.
Jeez. Because
that'd have been like brutal. That'd have been like, Jesus.
If both the kids died, you give it 6 stars?
Yeah.
And one star for every dead child.
Well,
says
no, like,
Ali Aintrazi.
It's the same reason The Mist for you. The same reason that The Mist is like that for you. It's because like it's so like, the more realistic it is.
That's the difference between this movie and The Mist. The Mist pulled the trigger literally and figuratively on that ending.
And holy crap. Yeah.
This. What is the name? What's the name of the book?
I think it's called Birdbox.
That's a bad name.
Let me see. Go ahead, tell me why.
Because it's just like, you know what I think? I think they finished it and they're like, we gotta name it. Bird helpers, birdie chirps.
Yeah, it doesn't really explain anything at all.
And I don't need it to explain it, but it's just like, it's like a thing. It's like a singular thing in the movie. Because the box is not symbolic. They just put them in a box. They wouldn't fly away.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing to do with the box. Like, the bird's important. I get that. But like, you just put them in a box because you're making sure a child can hold on to it. That's the only reason.
Yep.
That's dumb.
Oh, I was also mad the bald guy, the cynical one, was very right. It's like, kick this guy out. Don't let him in.
I thought he was right.
Right.
I thought he was right.
He was definitely right.
Yeah, no, I thought he was right, like, instantly.
And like, God, poor guy. He was like, all right the whole time. And he's trying to warn everybody. And he just gets destroyed for his trying to do the right thing.
Yep. For sure. That's how it goes. And they lead you down the path of, this guy is a jerk and we want everything bad to happen to him. They're like, oh no, he was right the whole time.
Yeah. Yes. I also don't like how she called the child boy girl, even though that had no relevance at all. Like, give them like.
And that's maybe okay. So this is why I was saying Sandra Bullock is a badass, except she kind of wasn't. She was, because she was really tough, but she also was like No,
Stupidly tough.
yeah, like not a like. I am so. I care so much about survival my entire life that I literally do not care about anyone else to care about getting close to anyone else, because survival is more important than emotions, and that's dumb. That's not badass at all.
Yeah. One more thing I was gonna say. Oh, okay. So the ending in the book, yeah, they go to that spot. The dilemma is Mallory doesn't want to blind her kids, forcefully, and she does it. She ends up not doing it.
So she makes them have a fight to the death to blind each other.
Yeah. No, they just that was like the ending. It's like, do you blind the kids or not? And
yeah, that's fine. That's a fine ending.
But
like, I don't. That doesn't need to happen. Yeah. Like, she doesn't need to do it. They don't need to do it. I just need to know at the end of the movie that that's the decision that needs to be faced.
Right. And also the entity, whatever it's called, the things that it turned, we learned were actually insane people that were deemed insane. Those people that did not kill themselves.
Okay, people that were deemed insane from the entity.
No, people whose society deemed insane, like from like actually like an insane hospital or whatever we call that. The entity did not kill them or force them to kill them, commit suicide.
Interesting. Oh, that's what I was going to say earlier. I think every single one of those people just saw something different, and whatever they saw, they just perceived as beautiful. But I don't think they all saw the same thing.
Sure, but they're quote unquote insane, which kind of makes you think like, okay, maybe those people aren't insane because
I mean, they're not quote unquote insane. They're insane deemed by society, according to what you're saying.
Exactly. Yes, which makes you like think more about it. Like, are they really insane? Like, what's going on?
I mean,
like,
well, there's no way that all of the people were. And also, insane, I think, is something that we overuse as a society in general, which actually makes me feel bad for those people. Right.
Like, I'm just saying, like maybe like those people are on a different level than we are, and it makes you think about that and stuff. Like, I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, could be.
Like honestly, I do believe. I mean, there are times in history where someone was so smart or like so ahead of their time, or maybe a little weird or off.
If they were crazy or a witch or
yes, but they were actually just intelligent or had a hard way or just express themselves differently.
Yeah.
And obviously there's people that are literally insane, or just people that are like really messed, whatever you want to call it. But yeah. So who knows?
I mean, it makes sense since this movie is literally about perception at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Also, couldn't you? Okay, so you have the birds, right?
Mm-hmm.
They chirp when they go crazy when the things are around.
Yeah.
You, just to be clear, you don't immediately kill yourself if you open your eyes. It's just that those things are around.
If they're in front of you.
Yeah, if they're in front of you.
You see them. And you see what you see, and then you click. Yes.
So point being, you could have had the bird. Sandra Bullock is on the little boat. She could, like, just silently just have the birds, and then just like peek once or twice just to see if she's going in even remotely the right direction.
Right, but who knows how far the birds react? Like, they react just like when the thing is like within 20 feet of you.
Okay, so don't look 20 feet. You just look at the water.
But how far does the water go?
No. You look down at the water.
Oh.
Like, because you can see, because if you're in a boat, you can see like the way the water's moving in rapids.
Right, but you kind of have to look ahead too to see.
But just slightly, like you can look at rock. I'm just saying, like.
Yeah.
But you do it in a way where you're not where the end of where you're looking, because it's the ground or water, is not that far ahead of you.
I get what you're saying, yeah.
I get that that's risky, but I'm also saying that they were dead. They should have died. Like, I know we're not in the realistic realm, but this is obviously a fiction work that is based in realism. Like, it's like everything that happened here would happen in real life if this situation were to occur, and that's the only thing that just blew that up entirely.
Well, it wasn't even the rapids too. Like, just hitting a rock at the wrong time, you're done.
Yeah, exactly. There's a million things could go wrong. People die going through that.
Kids fall out
with full vision.
Yes.
Yeah. So and you got children that for sure don't know how to swim well enough to fight that.
Yeah,
or if they do, they're just not strong enough. They're just dead. They're just all dead.
Also, was weird too. The entity could not like enter houses or homes. They were enclosed.
Maybe it's a vampire. They had to be invited.
Invite in. Yeah, I don't know.
That could be it. All right, next week, hit the theaters to see Glass. Ollie's M. Night Shyamalan, one of his favorite people.
I hope this one's good. Please be good.
I hope it's good too. We'll find out next week. So if you want to be joined in that conversation, you have a week to see that. All right. Ollie, we're going to take a really quick break. When we return, question of the week. All right, Ollie, you know what it's time for.
Question of the week.
Question of the week. Okay. You have a question. You have a question to pose today.
I do. You ready, Justin?
Yeah. Let me sit down.
All right. Wilderness Reclamation is a green and 4 cost, a green and 3 enchantment that says, at the beginning of your end step, untap all lands you control. Do you believe that as time and standard, that it's legal, Wilderness Reclamation will get something banned? It itself, another card, or something.
All right, I will say this. I will say this. This card, it's one of those cards that it's difficult to be medium on. This card is either not good or it's some sort of combo. That being said, I think this card will safely rotate out of standard without anything being banned in its time.
Okay.
Because I think one, the Wizards is very anti-ban right now. Mm-hmm. Just because obviously over the last few years that has not been the case, and they've had a lot of mistakes. So I think they've been overly careful. And I just don't think, like, I'm not saying something could get printed, but they also know this exists. And I just don't think this plus Nexus of Fate, which is probably the best thing that you can do, is nearly good enough to be banned. So I'm just gonna say no. I'm gonna say no.
Okay. I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna say yes.
All right.
This will cause some sort of ban of some card, because this card, like you said, alluded to earlier, or it is a 100% combo card. You do not play this card to untap your land so you can cast Field Mystic on your opponent's turn.
No.
You play this card to do to generate broken things. And I think one of the most broken things is Nexus of Fate, which is and I'm not saying it's gonna be too strong. I'm just gonna say it is not something you want to exist. Like, it's already annoying to lose Nexus of Fate in paper, online, in arena. It's a ton of shuffling because Nexus of Fate goes back in. Someone gets to just play by themselves the entire time. And I love time walks, and Nexus of Fate is just annoying. It's so like, and me saying that should speak volumes because this card is broken. It's like, the thing is, like, Reclamation in and of itself I think is a fun card. Like, if you were casting Chemist's Insight, then EOT, casting it again, and then, untapping a third time because you have 2 out or something, or 3 out.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, it's totally
but
fine.
But it's not fine to, like, go have 2 out and then be like, okay, let me draw, 4 cards with Chemist's Insight, untap the last time, and cast Nexus of Fate, and then go again, because your chances are absurd, especially with things like Search for Ascanta. Again, like Chemist's Insight or Precognitive Perception, which can do main phase. You can dig 6 cards deep, and then go to end step, and, like, depending on how many you have, you can dig more or pass with Fog up, and Fog in itself is also annoying. So it's just not a fun deck overall, not a fun experience, especially when you are encouraged to win with a card that wins slowly, like Teferi.
And that's probably the way that you do it. I imagine.
I mean, it is. That is effectively the best way to do it.
Yeah.
And it's miserable experience.
Okay.
It's a terrible, miserable experience to win that way because it takes forever. There's no timer on Arena. Like each player has a rope, essentially. There's no like nobody can time out.
Yeah, if you can do things quickly, then you can just keep going.
Yeah, you're just stuck against that player. And what's going to happen is someone takes three to four turns in a row, and you're like, okay, I'm done. I'm gonna concede and move on with my life. We'll move on with my life. I'm not sure if you win or not. I'm not sure if you can go 10 times in a row. It doesn't matter. I'm just done.
Yeah.
And that is a bad experience. In my opinion, I think that's the biggest pull. It's just not a fun experience, and that is something very important for a game that's trying to grow and catch more players.
That is fair. I will say that is a fair argument. That's like not something you want people to see if you're introducing a lot of people to the game.
Yeah, it's like watching KCI in Modern. And then
I don't know about that, but
someone goes a time. It takes 10 minutes to combo off and kill them. I mean, maybe it's not as bad as that, but that is really bad too. Side topic, but
yeah,
side quest. But
okay.
Jesus.
All right. Question of the week: during its time in Standard, will Wilderness Reclamation get anything banned? Ali says yes. I say no. You guys let us know what you think. Ali, where can people find you to tell you about that?
You can find me on twitch.tv/Ali Aintrazi. You can find me on twitter.com/Ali Aintrazi. You can find my videos on Thinktwice MPG for YouTube. I do the stream highlights, and you can also find videos that aren't stream highlights over at Cool Stuff Inc. YouTube channel.
All right.
And yeah, that's it.
You can find me on Twitter at jparnell1. You can also find me on Star City Games and YouTube and twitch.tv/SCG Tour. We're doing Commander vs. Live now, which is 5 p.m. every Wednesday. And of course, if you miss it, then you can catch it next week on YouTube. If you want to contact the show, you can do so. ThinkTwiceMTG on Twitter and ThinkTwiceMTG@gmail.com. You can find the show on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and Spotify. Please leave us a review or a like or a share or subscribe or a comment. All of that helps. Anything on social media always helps. And if you want to support the show, you go to patreon.com/ThinkTwiceMTG. We have a lot of great rewards tiers. Specifically, our $1 Augur Bolus tier gives you early access to the show on Friday, get you access to our Discord channel, and get you a pair of Ali and Justin tokens. And you can find my free-to-play MTG Arena series Journey of Discovery on youtube.com/ThinkTwiceMTG, as well as Ollie's stream highlights. And Ollie's gonna have a bunch of those because a new set comes out. So this is his favorite time. So no doubt you'll want to check his stream and YouTube for sure. Ollie, we have annual picture of the week for each of us this week.
My pick, I mean, I don't know how you do it, but Amin has Yukon.
Yep.
It is a Chihuahua mix. He's drinking it out of a wine glass, and it's just adorable. Like, it's not just Amin's dogs or pets are adorable. It's the way the whole picture. It's the whole picture.
The whole shebang.
Yep. He should definitely start doing instead of dog rates, just amazing pictures, amazing animal pictures.
Almost not fair. I have a different one to pick though, and this was definitely my favorite one for sure of the last week. Baraka on Discord took a picture of his pupper Kona that he set a heating pad on low, and Kona just rolled on top of it and instantly passed out. And it's just Kona just laying there in a little blankie on a heating pad, just asleep and looking adorable.
That's adorable. Yeah, that one's adorable, and so is the one above it, which if you look is the one I picked.
Yeah, man.
The face is they're both great. Both great.
They're both great. So those are our two picks. That's
AK worth $1, and you guys should definitely Discord, get on that Discord,
for sure.
Support the podcast and check out.
Honestly, it is just worth it for the Animal Lovers channel.
I think the whole Discord is great. Honestly,
no, that's we have a good community. Saying. It's just worth it just for that, and everything else is like a bonus. And there's I think there's been eight different Discord channels that have been active today, out of 20. for all the different
fantastic.
topics that we have, which is great. So, but that's the show for this week. We want to give a thank you to our director and producer, John Choi. He's the man behind the curtain, doing stuff sometimes.
Dun dun dun.
We also want to thank our Agent of Bowls producers, Daniel Hunt and Matt Lindell. Thank you guys very much for your support. You guys are the true MVPs, as Ollie likes to say.
The truest of the MVPs.
And this is another reminder, topic next week is glass. So go check that out. Join in the conversation, see what we have to say about it next week. All right. That's it. Ollie, love you, buddy.
Yeah. Love you too.
You
Mom.
you sound so sad about it.
No. All right. Catch you guys later.
Love you guys too.